Montreal Canadiens were playing the Nashville Predators tonight. And before we get anything going, I need to get one important bit of news out of the way. Of course, everyone's talking about this. It is about a very important Russian player. It's on the lips of everyone, hockey fans, analysts, players. Everyone is talking about Ivan Demidov's season ending in the KHL. What does that mean for the Canadiens? Well, they probably still have to keep waiting for him. But wouldn't it be cool if he was released, though? Anyway, we got a game to talk about. Let's talk about it. So Montreal started the night 4 points up on the Rangers. They're feeling good. They're feeling confident in a spot that I think was like 57% chance of making the playoffs. But a win tonight would mean they were 6 points ahead. And I think something like 87% chance to make it to the playoffs. Boy, a win against the Nashville Predators, a team who has just had a miserable year, missing players, somewhat imploding, and just playing depression level games. It would sure be nice to get a nice, easy win against the Nashville Predators, wouldn't it? This was not an easy game, to say the least, but you know what has been easy? And watching those new subscribers come in. Are you new to the channel? Can you hit that subscribe button? I would really love to have you in this community. We've come such a far way since last September, I think. As of the recording of this video, we're like at 11,000, I don't know, something subscribers. Every time I refresh my channel, there's another subscriber. You're blowing my mind. If you're already subscribed, do me a favor, hit the like button. We killed it. Last video, we had something like 1,400 likes. Is that why that video is doing so well? Does the algorithm really take that into account? I've been joking around this whole time, but it looks like it actually does something. Anyway, let's talk about this game, right? And what better place to start than reading over the lineup? Ou comme on dit en français, la formation de départ. Thank you so much for encouraging me with my French, by the way. It's more than any of my grade school teachers ever did. The only problem is I can't say attaquant. I say something like attaquante, les attaquantes, nos attaquants, allons-y. Nos attaquantes are forwards: Caufield, Suzuki, Slavkovsky, Anderson, Dvorak, Gallagher, Laine, Newhook, Kapanen, Pezzetta, Evans, Armia. So they switched that up there. They put Kapanen with Newhook and Laine, and it did stuff. We'll get to it. No défenseur or defenseman: Matheson, Carrier, Gouli, Hudson, Struble, and Xhekaj. So you notice anything there? Yeah, Savard is out. Heineman is also out. But at least Anderson is back, and I think I can say it now. Congratulations on your newborn. Et notre gardien pour ce soir, our goalie for tonight, is Jakub Dobes. So a very interesting lineup. There's some individuals who have something to prove. Dobes needs to find his form again, and Xhekaj needs to play a solid business-like game with minimal mistakes. Pezzetta, I mean, you know, he's been doing stuff lately. So let's drop the puck here. We're seeing a pretty chippy game in the first period. Lots of back and forth, lots of turnovers. But the Montreal Canadiens, they look tired. And maybe that's by design by the Nashville Predators, because they're moving around the puck a lot. They're forcing the Canadiens to move their feet a lot. And at least initially, it looks like a good strategy because this happens.
Than anyone else in the league. Look out, Matheson, stripped to the puck, Stamkos shot, score!
Disappointing, very disappointing. Matheson makes this look so ugly. A brutal turnover to Stammer. I mean, that's not the guy that you want to be turning over in the offensive zone like that. You know, it's tough because I like defending Matheson, but where have I seen this before? And then, oh great, Xhekaj is going to do essentially the exact same thing. But Dobes saves his butt. Feeling a little scared here, worried about how Montreal is going to make it through this entire game. But then Pezzetta steps up to try to add some energy to the game. Holy smokes, what a tilt. There's a lot of punches eaten there. Pezzetta definitely takes the worst of it, drops to one knee at one point, and then gets rocked near the end and just wants to finish it, but does not have the energy to take down England. Nevertheless, this was a great tilt. Not long after that, a penalty is taken by Stastny on the Nashville Predators, slashing on Jake Evans. How did the power play go?
One, but Newhook can't control. That shot, Dobes stopped it. Rebound, follow-up, McCarron, score!
Well, not so great. But is this goaltender interference? Who knows? Who knows anymore? Nobody knows. Turns out it is goaltender interference. Then with around 3 minutes left of the period, Struble goes to the box, hooking. I was a little upset at this point, but it was an easy kill for Montreal. Then we see Michael Bunting taking it right to the front of the net, fakes, and then the puck finds its way across the crease. That was a little bit of a heart stopper. But after some early period yips, Dobes is finding his footing, and the period comes to an end. It's a 1-goal game, 8-4 in shots in favor of Nashville. Second period starts, and thankfully, there's a response from Montreal.
Suzuki, he jammed up O'Reilly enough, and he's on the move. Suzuki tried to find Caufield. Cole Caufield in, shot, score!
These are the types of goals you want to see Caufield getting. Suzuki develops the play here. Caufield finds the 5-hole. He also had the option to pass it to Slav, but he took the shot. Probably a good idea. We then see Kapanen getting so close to his first goal.
As Kapanen brings it in, wrist shot, post! Young man.
Oh man, off the post. Canadians keep pouring it on. They're spending time in the ozone, which is more than I can say for a lot of this game. We see Hudson making a beautiful seam pass, and then
dish across, Laine, wrist shot, score!
2-1 Montreal, Laine. That assist puts Hudson above Chris Chelios. In terms of rookie points, I think he's now something like 5th or 6th on the list. Excuse me, rookie points for a defenseman, of course. We then see Gooley slam, I think, Luke Evangelista into the boards. Sweeps him right off his feet. A scrum ensues. I loved seeing Slav handle Del Gaizo like he's like an angry toddler. So they return from the break and they figure out the penalties. This is weird. So let's see if I can get this straight. Slav roughing on Barron, Justin Barron. Remember him? Del Gaizo is roughing on Slav. And then Caden Gooley unsportsmanlike. I don't know if he said something to the ref afterward. Maybe they just didn't like that late hit. I don't know. I just thought this was weird. What do you think of this? So that puts Montreal, or should I say, that puts Dobes back on the PK, and he's getting tested. But Montreal goes the other way. We see Hudson seam it to Slavkovsky, who then puts it to Newhook, but his stick breaks. It looked like this could have easily went in off of Newhook initially, but it didn't help that his stick breaks. Gooley takes another penalty, this time on O'Reilly. A little bit of lazy reaching here, but otherwise, Gooley was great tonight. So back to the penalty kill, and Dobes is doing a great job once again of killing this penalty. He's still giving up big fat rebounds though. Dobes is showing his temper a little, and still in the second period, we're seeing Dobes face more shots before the period ends. The period would end 23-11 in favor of shots on Nashville's side of things. Yeah, 23-11. That's not good. Third period starts. Nashville's pouring it on at this point. Montreal is like treading water. They get some pokes in here and there. But by the 13-minute mark, Pezzetta takes a bad penalty. Not a great look, Pezzetta. You've got basically 4 minutes in the game right now, taking a penalty while your team's up by 1. Can't be too hard on you, though, because you tried to get the team going with that fight earlier. So they kill that penalty by the skin of their teeth. Weird scene as we see Dobes get tied up with O'Reilly. I don't really know what to think of this. They were furious about it in the threads. What do you guys think? Is Dobes a little bit guilty here? Does it look like he's holding on to O'Reilly's stick maybe? On the other end of the sheet, Slav. Great forecheck here. Caufield picks it up and dishes it off to Zooks. Suzuki rings it off the post. That would have been really nice cushion. Now, within the final 3 minutes, Soros is pulled. You see Armia send it down to the other end. He misses it. But they kill precious time here. It does get really tense in the Montreal zone, however. The seconds are ticking down.
Seconds left, shot, block, follow-up try, behind the net. Few seconds remaining in the crease, Gooley, trying to jam it free, puck loose.
Montreal hangs on for the win. That makes it 85 points. 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. 4 points. I'm telling you, 4 points is all they need. So they play the Red Wings on Tuesday. That's very winnable. They play the Sens on Friday. That is winnable. I don't know what Tkachuk's status is. It would be an easier game without Brady Tkachuk there. They played the Maple Leafs on Saturday. That game worries me. Maple Leafs have such the ability to generate offense. It worries me. And I hate saying that. I hate admitting that. Then, of course, the Blackhawks next Monday, extremely winnable. However, they play down to those types of opponents quite often. And to finish off the season, Hurricanes on Wednesday, April 16th. They win against the Hurricanes, so it's definitely winnable as well. We'll see how beat up they are. I mean, Montreal could and have in the past go on some losing skids, we'll call it. If something like that happens, the other teams that they're competing with could smell blood. I would hate to see that. Other than that, what did I have to talk about in this game? Well, Dobes was incredible. He's making it very hard on management to decide, is it Dobes that goes into the playoffs as the backup? And I think after this showing, his foot is definitely in the door. Xhekaj tonight. Unfortunately, Xhekaj did not have such a great game, but at least he didn't cough up the puck and then it resulted in a goal like Matheson. However, the debate is always that Matheson plays a lot of time, and holy smokes did he play a lot of time tonight. Over 30 minutes, I'm positive of it. 31-46. Yeah, while Xhekaj was used sparingly. 9 minutes and 33 seconds. That's tough. Everyone else, pretty much unremarkable. Lane Hudson, does Lane Hudson things. Great to see Laine get that goal. But 17 shots all night against, one of the weakest teams in the league. It's showing that they're tired. And that's scary because last time they were tired like this, they pulled a 180 in terms of game results. Still, they got this, right, guys? That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support recently. Last time I saw some individuals saying that if a sponsor comes knocking on my door, take the money and run. I don't think that that's the best thing to do. I appreciate it. I appreciate your support with that. But this is a brand and this is a community that I want to build for a long time. And I'm always going to be a Montreal fan first. So as long as you guys are Montreal fans with me, then this is going to go for the long haul. All right, that's going to do it. Like the video. It obviously helps me out with search results or something. Subscribe. I'd love to have you as a part of this community. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.